Hey you guys, it's Moonlander, and I'm here today with a movie review of The Train to Busan. Now, I just recently heard of this movie. I happened across the trailer, and it's a Korean movie. But it says it came out in July of 2016. But it's new to me, so I thought I'd put a review up here, just in case you haven't heard of it or something. But this movie is really pretty good, and it's a zombie movie. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a really hard time finding zombie movies that I actually like, unless they're like old, like from the 70s or 80s. Like, most of the zombie movies that come out nowadays, they're just, I don't like them. Like, they're either too silly or they're trying to be too different. And I mean, I almost pretty much just given up on zombie movies. The trailer for this movie looks so good that I thought I'd give it a try.
팀장님, 여기 11호차 응급 환자 발생했습니다.
And it wasn't long into this movie that you become attached to the characters. And I should mention this movie is subtitled, but I haven't seen a whole lot of movies from South Korea, but I have seen some, and they're just amazing. And it doesn't take long to get past the point that, to get by the fact that it's a subtitled movie. Because a really good one, it doesn't matter. The only thing about it being subtitled is sometimes you're trying to watch the action and read what people are saying. And this movie has a lot of really cool stuff in it. I would say the most amazing part of this movie is probably the zombie actors. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. Like, they're just doing movements that lead you to believe they're really infected with some sort of disease that's turned them mad and bloodthirsty. So this movie's about a father who's a workaholic, and he's already separated or divorced from his wife, and his daughter's living with him or staying with him and his mom. And anyway, so it's the girl's birthday, and on his way home from work, he gets her a gift, and she opens it, and it's a Wii, and then she looks across her bedroom at a Wii that's already hooked up to her TV. It was pretty funny. But anyway, so he's puts his work before his family, and it led to the end of his marriage, and even it's affected his daughter deeply. So she wants to go to Busan, where her mother is, and she even wants to go alone because he just keeps putting it off. But so he finally agrees to take her, and as they're on their way there is when this outbreak happens. And I mean, let me tell you, it's really cool. I mean, they did a really good job. Like, the tension, I mean, that's the best part of a zombie movie, is when an outbreak begins. Now, most of this movie takes place on a train, but they do a really good job. I mean, it's really exciting, and there's a lot of action for it all taking place on a train. And the other side characters are really good too. Like, you like them, and they make you actually care about the characters. And one thing you could tell the movie wanted to focus on is how people react in these like a stressful situation. Like, are you the kind of person that's gonna help others, or are you just gonna basically tell everybody F you and just make sure you keep alive. And that's a real interesting part of zombie movies as well, is how people react and, human nature. And this movie does a good job of showing that. I just want to say I did like this movie. It's a good movie. It's a good zombie movie. And to me, that's rare. But I'd say about 2/3 of the way through this movie, it kind of lost that fast pace, kind of high tension, I thought. And there was a little too much of like the heartfelt moments and emotional scenes. Like, there's some parts that, they're kind of sad, but I don't necessarily look to find these types of things when I'm watching like a zombie movie. I prefer just more like action or scares or gore, I'm not really looking to find like, these touching moments. They don't really go together for me. That might be why I don't like The Walking Dead. They try to do too much, and I just don't like the characters in that show, so it doesn't work for me. I know a lot of people like it. It's just not for me. I give this movie an 8 out of 10, and I highly suggest it. 8 out of 10. The only thing I would warn you is just, be aware. Number one, it's subtitled, and number two, there's some mushy parts towards the end of the movie. Some like, I think they went a little overboard on like the emotional stuff. But yeah, I definitely suggest it. And if you can put up with subtitles and you don't mind them, this is definitely a movie worth watching. And I'm definitely gonna make an effort to explore more South Korean films, because I've just seen a few, and man, they're remarkable movies, really high quality. Alright, you guys, I'll see you on the next video.